Delete the energy vampires from your life. Clean out all complexity. Build a team around you that frees you to fly. Remove anything toxic and cherish simplicity, because that's where genius lives. Robin Sharma. As you grow spiritually, emotionally, and energetically in your life, your energy field and vitality will also increase, which will always attract certain people who want to leech off your energy for their own sustenance like parasites. This parasitic nature of the human mind can manifest as narcissism, negativity, attention-seeking, and power craving. The best metaphorical way to describe it is energy vampirism. To shield oneself from such vampiric behavior, either springing from oneself or encountered in others, one must first be aware of it. This awareness goes beyond intellectually knowing that such sucking of energy exists, and it's a condition that we deal with on a daily basis. One needs a form of holistic awareness that involves being conscious of subtle things that we experience on the level of our energetic field when dealing with energy vampirism. Knowledge and experience in self-monitoring and self-control, especially related to our subtle bodies and energetic flows, is the way to manifest this shield outwardly that prevents energy vampirism from affecting oneself. One becomes a shiny sun that cannot be depleted. So, let's delve more into the subtle body and how our life energy manifests across different planes. When you're aware of this subtle energy, you can shield yourself from energy vampirism. At the core of our existence lies the subtle body, which is a complex aspect of our being that extends beyond our physical bodies. Visualize it as an abstract egg, encompassing layers upon layers of energy fields and channels that intertwine and interact in intricate patterns. Just as the shell of an egg provides protection and containment, the subtle body serves as the vessel for our life force, encapsulating our essence and consciousness. Within this luminous egg, the chakras, or energy centers, serve as focal points for the flow of energy, regulating the balance between our physical, emotional, and spiritual dimensions. Our core essence resides within the subtle body, radiating with the brilliance of stars. Our external reality orbits around the subtle body as the planets orbit around the sun. Your subtle body is a network of energy channels, centers, and electromagnetic fields through which our life force flows. The subtle body serves as the foundation of our physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being, influencing our physiological health, thoughts, feelings, and overall state of consciousness. By cultivating awareness of the subtle body and its dynamics, we gain insight into the ebbs and flows of energies that shape our reality, especially how they influence people around us and how those people influence us back. Practices such as mindfulness and breath work help harmonize and balance the subtle body. The problem with energy vampirism is that it depletes this energy when we're not aware of what's happening. Energy vampires are like demonic forces that can either come from within or from others, which hinder the proper flow of the energies that make up our subtle body's sphere of radiation, the aura, as many call it. Like a black hole, these vampiric spirits are like a vortex that sucks in our vitality, leaving us depleted and in need of recharging. Now, let's talk about how this subtle body of energy expresses itself emotionally and mentally, and how we become aware of its subtleties. Emotions are powerful energetic currents that flow through the subtle body, influencing our thoughts, behaviors, and interactions with others. They serve as barometers of our inner state, reflecting our deepest desires, fears, and aspirations. By cultivating emotional intelligence and resilience, we can navigate the complex terrain of our emotions with grace and authenticity, harnessing their transformative power to heal and grow. We become aware of alien emotional tones and moods that distort the equilibrium of our subtle bodies. As for mental energy, it's the driving force behind our thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions, shaping our reality and influencing our actions. It is a potent form of energy that can be harnessed for creative expression, intellectual inquiry, and spiritual growth. By aligning our thoughts with our highest values and aspirations, it becomes easier for us to identify intruding thoughts that leech off our mental processing power. So, how does this energy vampirism manifest in our daily lives? Facing energy vampirism is a metaphorical way of saying dealing with narcissism. This narcissism comes either from others or from oneself. Narcissistic behavior is essentially a form of black magic that sucks life energy to fuel dark impulses. It's like a black hole that sucks in your essence. Remember how in the Greek myth, Narcissus drowns in his reflection. Therefore, we shouldn't villainize the energy vampires because they're unconscious of the harm they cause to others and themselves in return. After all, we all have these tendencies and we shouldn't project our shortcomings on others. It only sustains an unhealthy loop. We become self-trapped. Energy vampirism is a phenomenon in which we, consciously or unconsciously, drain the life force or energy of others to satisfy our own needs or desires. This parasitic behavior can manifest in various forms, including emotional manipulation, psychological coercion, and energetic exploitation, or just the constant need for attention. Energy vampires often exhibit narcissistic traits, such as a sense of entitlement, lack of empathy, and a relentless pursuit of power, control, and attention. Social media is essentially engined by this vampiric tendency. Energy vampirism is deeply intertwined with the realms of esoteric practices, often likened to a form of black magic that ensnares its victims in a web of manipulation and control. Unlike exoteric displays of power, the most potent energy vampires operate with subtlety and cunning, wielding their influence from the emotional and mental planes. Through psychic manipulation and energetic exploitation, they can exert control over their victims, subtly influencing their thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Picture an energy vampire like a black widow tarantula, which once it captures a weak-minded fly, won't stop until it fully ensnares the victim and sucks their energy dry. This insidious form of manipulation leaves victims feeling powerless and drained, unable to discern the source of their suffering. Narcissistic or vampiric behavior stems from an exaggerated sense of self-importance and a profound need for self-validation at any expense. It's childish behavior at its extreme. It is characterized by a relentless pursuit of validation, admiration, and power, often at the expense of those around them, those who are not aware of their vital energy flows and can easily be manipulated. Narcissists engage in manipulative tactics such as gaslighting, guilt tripping, and emotional blackmail to maintain their facade of superiority and control. By understanding the underlying dynamics of narcissistic behavior and cultivating self-awareness and self-esteem, we can break free from its grip and reclaim our autonomy. It starts by being conscious of how our energy manifests. Harnessing our inner sun to shield ourselves from energy vampires and parasites involves simple yet powerful techniques that have been practiced for ages. Firstly, breath control is key. By regulating our breath, we tap into our inner life force, like the sun's energy within us. This vital energy, when circulated through our body's channels, creates a shield of resilience against draining forces. Pranayama, for instance, which is a yogic practice of controlled breathing, allows us to tap into the life force energy, or prana, and circulate it throughout our subtle body, creating a vibrant aura of vitality and resilience. Drawing insights from concepts like animal magnetism and orgone energy, pranayama enables us to harness the cosmic energies that surround us, channeling them through the proper energy channels or nadis, such as the Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna. Animal magnetism, as explored by mesmerists and practitioners of magnetic healing, suggests that living beings possess an inherent magnetic or energetic quality that can be harnessed for healing and psychological protection. Similarly, Reich's concept of orgone energy posits the existence of a universal life force that animates all living organisms and sustains the natural order of the cosmos. Next, physical movements play a crucial role. Engaging in simple postures helps release stagnant energy, allowing our inner sun to shine brightly. Such postures and physical movements, which come naturally to us when we attune to our bodies, are dynamic expressions of energy flow. They create lines of flight that connect energy vortices and dissolve blockages within the subtle body. As we move mindfully, we dissolve blockages and close energy leaks to create a barrier against energy vampires. Hand gestures, or mudras as known in yogic practices, further fortify our defenses. By pressing specific points on the hands, we activate corresponding energy centers and facilitate the flow of prana between the left and right hemispheres of the brain. This integration of polarities brings about a sense of wholeness and balance, aligning us with the cosmic rhythm of creation and dissolution. Similarly, you shouldn't necessarily go Google mudras online and replicate them, though that might be a thing that can help. All you need to do is to tune into your subtle energy, and such gestures come naturally. Lastly, sacred chants or mantras are like armor for our spirit. All religious practices have their own sacred chants, mantras, and mystical texts that have to be read a certain way. One of the most basic ones is the Aum sound, or Amen. Among esoteric groups, chanting Thri A O is a preliminary practice to get used to vocalizing in tune with the subtle body. By vocalizing these sounds, sometimes even spontaneously, we attune ourselves to the vibrational frequencies of the universe, dissolving the egoic vampiric mind and merging with a higher power that magnifies or amplifies our subtle energies. The takeaway is that your voice has the power to evoke profound states of peace, bliss, and transcendence, which just frustrate the vampiric forces and chase them away. Creating a powerful energy field requires a combination of awareness, intention, and practice. Reaching higher states of consciousness and mastering subtle energies is an occult practice that we perform in our inner laboratory with the help of our inner genius. We don't have to talk about it. We just know it intuitively and know what to do. It comes naturally to us once we familiarize ourselves with certain practices. Ancient wisdom traditions are only guidebooks to this inner gnosis of subtle energy mastery. One such practice involves visualizing a field of energy surrounding us, originating from the lower chakras, stretching down to the feel and ascending through the central channel of the body to the heart center. This field of energy is transformed and amplified as it ascends, drawing upon the primal forces of creation and culminating in the radiant light of the third eye and crown chakra. Here, the energy is refined and focused, radiating outward in all directions with immense power and clarity. As the energy continues its ascent, it reaches the third eye chakra, the seat of intuitive wisdom and higher perception. Here, we gain access to the subtle realms of consciousness, where we can perceive and control the very subtle influences that shape our reality. Through practices such as meditation, visualization, and energy work, we learn to harness the power of the third eye, unlocking the dormant faculties of inner sight. This inner sight makes it easy to spot energy vampires and demonic influences. With this heightened awareness, we become attuned to the subtle currents of energy that flow within and around us, becoming aware of the subtle nuances of energy flows. By being grounded in our source of energy, we attune ourselves to the subtle energies that permeate our existence, distinguishing between what nourishes and sustains us from what drains and depletes us. Setting clear intentions and boundaries protects oneself from the insidious influences of energy vampirism. This newfound mental and emotional toughness and resilience maintains our energetic integrity and sovereignty. Energy vampires and narcissistic people cannot deal with someone who's more emotionally and mentally tougher than them, especially when you are also well aware of their pathetic manipulative strategies. They soon break and escape the presence of such people. As for those who are ready to ascend to a higher state, they become more gravitated towards you when you're protracted, fueling you, and fueling themselves by being open to energy exchange and transmutation instead of depleting one another. You cut energy black holes from your life, and you become a star among other stars. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the intricate dynamics of energy, vampirism, and narcissism. May the insights and practices we've explored empower you to cultivate mindfulness, set clear boundaries, and radiate with the luminous presence of the radiant sun. Let us all be aware of these subtle energies with clarity and compassion, reclaiming our vitality and sovereignty in the process.